5 on your side at 10 starts now.
Hit and dragged for blocks, then left for dead.
He said the guy was probably doing about 40 miles an hour with him underneath the car.
The plea for help to get a man back on his feet.
Soaking rain. Another round is on the way to the bi-state when it arrives, and why one rush hour in particular looks slow and sluggish.
But first, bracing for impact.
Why don't they just let us go home?
A local family trapped in Jamaica as a life-threatening hurricane closes in. Hurricane Melissa is shaping up to be the most powerful Atlantic storm we've seen this year, just hours away from slamming into Jamaica. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush. Melissa is now a rare Category 5 storm. The Caribbean is bracing for a 175-mile-per-hour wind and 30 to 40 inches of rain. Officials warn flash flooding and landslides could be catastrophic. Power outages are expected to last weeks and in some cases even months. The storm has already claimed the lives of at least 4 people in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. The time to evacuate is over, and right now, an O'Fallon, Missouri family is stuck on the island with no way to get out. 5 on your side's Brent Solomon is in studio now with more on the vacation that's taken a dangerous turn.
You can say that again, Mike. For some of the family members on that trip, it's their first time out of the country. Who would have thought they'd get to paradise only to find their excursions canceled and their return home now in limbo?
We're definitely stranded.
It's the unexpected end to a vacation that was supposed to be a long weekend to celebrate.
It's my goddaughter's birthday.
Tamika Beverly from O'Fallon, Missouri is spending some extended time in Jamaica, but not by choice. She got to Montego Bay Thursday with plans to return Monday. That didn't happen.
They told us flights were canceled actually Friday.
Do you have any idea when you'll be back?
We have no idea. Most of the flights they've been changing. They've been saying like Thursday, maybe Friday.
Hurricane Melissa intensified Monday to a Category 5 storm. It could be the strongest hurricane to hit Jamaica to date.
As they brace for impact, Beverly tells me she wasted no time hitting up a local grocery store to make sure they have all of the essentials in their hotel room in case things get bad.
We all have went to the grocery store. We were in the grocery store yesterday for about 2 hours in line. More soap, different food. At the store, yes, they are running out like as if we were in St. Louis. Like everything, no more bread. I think we got the last bread.
Now they're hunkering down with hopes of staying safe at the resort that's already taking precautions.
They have totally took all the chairs out the lobby area at the hotel, the little sitting area at the hotel. Like there's nowhere to really sit. And they've taped off the area to like where the pool area, things like that. So you can't go near any of that kind of stuff. They have the red caution tape up. I'm thinking it's pretty scary. I travel a lot. I have never experienced this before. We're just kind of stuck.
And she says they were able to get some fun in before all of the rain started picking up on the island. In areas that are known to flood, mandatory evacuations were ordered as buses transported many of the locals to safe shelter.
And you can get the latest information on Hurricane Melissa sent straight to your phone when you text the word hurricane to 314-425-5355. And as all this unfolds in the Caribbean, we check in with Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell.
Well, the satellite picture pretty much tells the story, Mike. That eye has stayed very well defined all afternoon long, all evening long. There's been no change in strength. It's wobbled a little bit. It now looks like it's beginning to turn more towards the north, and that's going to take it over the island of Jamaica. The next 24 to 36 hours are going to be very intense here. 175-mile-per-hour winds, probably wind gusts over 200 miles per hour with this. The track will take it over the western portion of Jamaica, which means everything on the east side gets the wind and also the heavy torrential rain. By the end of the weekend, it is out to sea. It will not impact the United States. What will is a system that's coming our way here, and we have widespread rain once again returning later tomorrow, more likely tomorrow night and into Wednesday, with locally 1 to 2 inches of rain possible across the area. Heaviest amounts probably south of St. Louis, but that Wednesday morning commute with steady rain ongoing in St. Louis, we expect it to be quite slow and sluggish. More on that. We're tracking it with Futurecast in about 12 minutes.
Cardinal Ritter parents are demanding justice after players on the school's football team were pepper sprayed by police after a road game in Ohio. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump says he believes the players were racially profiled. Massillon police claim officers told Ritter players to leave the field multiple times after some pushing and shoving after the game. Then police say officers used pepper spray when Ritter kids charged towards the opposing team. But parents and attorneys say there was no fight and only Ritter players were pepper sprayed.
What we witnessed on that video was unjust and excessive, and there is no way to try to justify using chemical agents on 14, 15, 16-year-old children.
Massillon police say officers were operating within department policy. Crump and a team of attorneys say they're filing complaints with Ohio State Police and navigating every legal avenue possible. Two people, a man and a pregnant woman, were stabbed on a Metro bus today in South City. This happened on Gravois and Arsenal around 4 p.m. Police say that's when a woman boarded the bus and for some reason cut the two victims with an unknown object. Then the suspect ran off. Both victims are expected to be okay. The whole incident was caught on camera, and police and Metro are investigating, and we'll keep you up to date as we learn more. We're learning more tonight about a deadly shooting at a Metro East bar. It happened around 1:45 Saturday morning at Patrick's Bar off Namioki Road. The victim has been identified as Jesus Escobedo. Police say he was shot after a fight at the bar and died at the hospital. A suspect has been arrested. Court wrapped up for the sixth day in the murder trial of former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson. He's accused of shooting and killing Sonia Massey in her Springfield home last summer. Grayson faces 3 counts of first-degree murder, but jurors will also consider second-degree. Today, Grayson took the stand. He says he didn't use a stun gun because he wasn't sure it would work through Massey's clothing. And he claimed he fired because he felt threatened when she held a pot of boiling water. Prosecutors argue she wasn't a real threat. Closing arguments begin at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow, the man accused of hitting and killing a St. Louis police officer is expected to take a plea deal. Ramon Chavez Rodriguez faces multiple charges in the death of Officer David Lee. Prosecutors say Rodriguez was drunk the night he hit Lee on I-70 in September of last year. While his trial was supposed to start today, it was canceled last week. A plea hearing was scheduled instead. No details on any potential deal have yet been released. A 55-year-old man who was hit by a car in downtown St. Louis just over a month ago is finally out of the hospital. St. Louis police say Edward Gordon was hit by a drunk driver and dragged down the street. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski talked with his sister, who said he has a long road to recovery. Laura?
Mike, Edward Gordon's sister says both of their lives have changed forever because of this crash. And while he's slowly on the mend, he needs a lot of help. I want to warn you, the details of this crash may be disturbing for some viewers. St. Louis police say on September 22nd around 9:30 in the evening, a man who we now know is Edward Gordon was crossing the street at South 4th and Choteau where he was hit by a black Ford Edge.
When my brother was getting off work, he was in the crosswalk doing what he was supposed to, and he had just got blindsided, and he said the guy was dragging him and fishtailing, trying to get him out from underneath of him. That's why I don't believe that he said he didn't know he hit something.
Edward's sister, Shauna Gordon, says he was dragged several blocks down to 4th and Gratiot Street.
He's not quite sure what grabbed up on him, but he thinks it might have been he had a hoodie on, and he thinks that something under there just yanked up on it and it wouldn't release him. So, he was trying his hardest to, get out from underneath there. He said the guy was probably doing about 40 miles an hour with him underneath the car.
She says somehow Edward got himself free from the car and the driver sped off, leaving him in the middle of the street.
By the grace of God, he has no brain injury, no anything like that. His body was just ripped apart. And also, there was a lady that was there. He doesn't know her name, but she saved his life, and he wants to just tell her thank you. I mean, she sat there with him until the ambulance came and held his arm because he was just bleeding everywhere.
Investigators used the city's system of cameras to find the driver and arrest him at a gas station. Now Corey Iono from Nashville, Tennessee is facing charges and being held without bond. Police say he and a woman were leaving a party at Ballpark Village and he was intoxicated when he got behind the wheel.
When they seized the car, my brother's hair and skin and his clothing was still underneath of the carriage of the car.
Shauna says the crash somehow took everything away from her brother except his life.
But he's lost his job, he lost his home, he's lost everything because of this.
Iona is charged with first-degree assault, armed criminal action, and leaving the scene of an accident with physical injury. If you'd like to help Shauna and her brother, they're looking for a permanent place to stay. He also needs some clothing, shoes, and food. I have contact information for them on KSDK.com.
The union representing striking Boeing workers proposed a new deal to end the months-long strike. More than 3,200 workers walked off the job in August. Union members have since rejected 4 contract offers from the company. This new 4-year proposal includes a $10,000 ratification bonus and wage increases throughout the contract period. It does not include higher 401k contributions to help meet Boeing's requests. Union leaders go on to blame the company for dragging out the strike, saying, quote, "The union continues to bargain in good faith to end this strike, but the company's refusal to move beyond rejected proposals is what continues to prolong the strike. We have reached out to Boeing for comment on the new union proposal, but have yet to hear back." The government shutdown has entered its 4th week with no end in sight. The USDA says SNAP benefits won't be distributed starting November 1st due to the shutdown. About 42 million Americans rely on the program. That includes 650,000 people in Missouri and 1.9 million people in Illinois. In Madison County, nearly 34,000 people are living with food insecurity. More than half the people living there fall below the SNAP threshold. Volunteers with Ministries Unlimited Food Pantry in Troy, Illinois say they want to break the stigma surrounding food pantries and thank everyone who comes in.
I know there are people out there that we haven't reached. That's what breaks my heart, that just are have never come to a pantry before in their lives.
We don't restrict. We totally, if you come and say you need food, we just give you food.
It's hard for them to take that step sometimes.
If you need food now or over the next month, we have a list of food pantries in Missouri and Illinois on our website, KSDK.com. Operation Food Search is preparing for a surge in need as SNAP funding is put on pause, and they're asking for your help. The group is hosting an emergency food drive Wednesday, October 29th at City Foundry. That'll be from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Donations can be dropped off at the roundabout. Operation Food Search is asking for canned goods like fish, fruit, soups, and beans, and other pantry staples like rice, pasta, and spices. No glass containers or ramen noodles. Pop-top cans are preferred. U.S. Representative Mike Boss filed for re-election today at the Illinois Capitol. His campaign submitted more than 5,000 petitions signed by voters in all 34 counties in his district. That's nearly 4 times the number required by law. Boss has represented Illinois' 12th district, which includes several counties in or around our viewing area since 2015, and President Trump has endorsed him. A wrinkle in the plan caused a construction conundrum for the Gateway Arch.
They didn't expect that was going to happen.
How a wrinkle in the steel set builders months behind schedule.
Mother Nature is staying on schedule with our next soggy system, one that may have you adjusting your commute times so you stay on schedule. We'll see you in 6 minutes.
Getting a live look at the Gateway Arch, where tomorrow the St. Louis icon will be celebrating its 60th birthday of dazzling the downtown skyline. In 1935, the federal government decided to clear 36 city blocks in downtown St. Louis to create a memorial to westward expansion. $30 million was designated for the Gateway Arch, and construction began in February of 1963. As our Ann Allwood reports, it would take 2.5 years to finish, with a few wrinkles along the way.
October 2nd, 1964. Construction of the arch has reached 300 feet when workers noticed something wasn't quite right.
I understand that there are 3 bad sections now, 2 here, 1 atop the arch, 1 on the ground over there, and 1 at the factory. You don't expect any of the future sections to have this defect?
No, we think that problem has been fully resolved.
The problem? Wrinkles on the stainless steel outer skin of the arch. They were supposed to be the first all-steel sections of the arch. The sections below the 300-foot level are reinforced by concrete. So engineers added more concrete to the legs, up to 324 feet on the north, up to 312 feet on the south. They also modified welding techniques. More than 50 years later, this doesn't seem like much of a problem at all.
Well, all the legs are technically wrinkled. And if you look at it in the right light, if the light is glancing off the side of the arch, you'll see that there's wrinkles in the stainless steel. And that's what they were talking about.
Still, engineers weren't taking any chances with the arch's unique design.
It was just a surprise when they actually put it together, and probably the comment was made when the first wrinkled leg could be seen, because they didn't expect that was going to happen.
In fact, some of the people involved in the project expected the arch to look different.
They also thought it was going to be, very shiny, very smooth, almost mirror-like. But the type of stainless steel they had to use was not shiny like that.
Builders predicted the setback would cost them 2 weeks.
Was it time to play that little game of how much of a delay is involved here and just when the thing is going to be complete?
Instead, it took 2 months. The project finally got back on track in December, pushing the late May completion date back.
I would hope that it would be somewhere around, say, mid-June or the third week of June, if nothing further develops and if everything goes well.
They didn't quite make that mid-June target date. There were more delays to come, and it would be late October 1965 before the final piece was put into place. I'm Ann Allred, 5 on your side.
Well, several Missouri state parks are temporarily closing as conservationists work to control a surge in the deer population. Here's a list of just a few of those parks. The Missouri Department of Conservation says that deer numbers have reached dangerously high levels and can threaten ecosystems and native species. Officials say overpopulation can also cause some headaches for humans, leading to increases of car crashes and the spread of tick-borne illnesses. To help reduce the herd, more than 100 managed deer hunts are scheduled across the state. For more information, you can look for an article on KSDK.com in the As Seen on TV section. All right. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joined us now with the weather impact forecast. A couple of weeks ago, it was sunshine for days and days, and now it seems like it's cloudy skies and rain for days and days.
It seems like we have the rain around for days and days, but you know what? We had such an extended period without it. We desperately need this, and this has actually been very beneficial. Yesterday's rainfall for some of us was over an inch south of St. Louis. We have another 1 to 2 inches on the way for a lot of us. It really starts late Tuesday until about lunchtime on Wednesday. So more likely after dark tomorrow that we'll see the more widespread rain, but some of it's going to be moderate at times. And we go into Wednesday morning for the Wednesday morning commute. That's likely to be the biggest impact because we're anticipating pretty widespread rain across the area. It's going to be breezy. It's going to be chilly. So that means roads are going to be wet and slick and sluggish commute on the way for Wednesday morning. This is the system that will do it too. It is coming in now across the plains, starting to spread down towards Denver. We are seeing some mountain snow. We're seeing the rain and thunderstorms get out ahead of this system. We are anticipating that any thunder stays south of St. Louis. It's not a severe weather setup for us at all, as we're well on the north side of this. And outside of a few stray showers or sprinkles tomorrow morning, the morning hours are dry. But notice the showers, that's that uptick as we head towards the evening rush hour. That rain tomorrow later in the day is not expected to be all that heavy, but watch what happens overnight. Widespread shield of moisture just continues to wrap right around St. Louis. It is with us early into Wednesday morning, pretty steady. That means it is going to be a slow go on our commute. Of course, today in St. Louis always keeps you up to date. Paul Cook will be here not only Tuesday morning, but on Wednesday morning to let you know about all the problems. And then this starts to slide away Wednesday afternoon. The other thing, not only is it wet Wednesday for the first half of the day, but we're only in the lower 50s and the breeze could gust to about 30 miles per hour. It's going to be a raw day. However, beneficial rain with this system as it slides through. Some of us will see an inch, maybe inch and a half. There could be some spots with over 2 inches. These numbers will still change as the system continues to evolve. Bottom line is it's good rain that arrives here. Most of it holding off towards the afternoon rush hour and into the evening hours. Those rain chances really ramp up tomorrow. Looking towards Halloween, Friday, it's cool, it's breezy just a little bit, but it's a dry evening for us on Friday. It's 53 degrees right now in St. Louis. We were only up to 57 today, down to 48 this morning. Similar scenario playing out for tomorrow, right around 50 tonight, and then tomorrow will be close to 60. That's ahead of the rain that rolls in, and tomorrow night it is soggy. That soggy weather sticks with us into Wednesday morning. After that, your trick-or-treaters are going to enjoy Friday evening. with the dry conditions, and low to mid 50s for temperatures as the kids are out. But it's cooler and a little breezy Saturday, and Sunday we're rolling the clocks back an hour.
Kids and parents just don't want rain on Halloween.
And we're guaranteeing that. We're
Okay.
good.
All right, Scott, thanks. Frank is here with sports.
Like that Joe Namath guarantee for that victory in the Super Bowl. Good work there, Scott. Coach Drinkwitz may have options, the Blues have losses, and we have another iconic chess player in our town. We'll be right back. I begin with the phrase, it's only 9 games. I hope I'm not using the phrases, it's only 10 games, it's only 11 games. Translated, the Blues better figure this out fast. 4 losses in a row and outscored 21-12. Let's go to Pittsburgh. I know it's shocking. The Blues were down 2-0. Nathan Walker, Nick Bukestad with the goal right there. A little later, 2-on-1, Braden Shen to Jordan Kyrou, and we will be tied at 2. Third period, 4-2 Pittsburgh, when Matthew Joseph will get loose and unleash for his first goal of the season. But the Penguins would not stop. The great Sidney Crosby on the breakaway will get the rebound to beat Joe Hofer. The Blues have allowed 19 goals in 3 games. Penguins win 6-3. Coach, did you think your team had enough energy tonight?
No, not even close.
Going into the next game, kind of what do you want to change? What do you want in the mindset tomorrow? Quick turnaround.
Well, a great thing about sports is, especially in our league, you get to respond real quick. We didn't have a good enough effort tonight. We play tomorrow night at home, and we got to have a better effort.
Eli Drinkwitz is getting more attention than a Sydney Sweeney commercial. He's now the odds-on favorite to become the next head coach at Florida. He really is. You can actually bet on that. Drink is also a hot candidate at LSU, Auburn, Arkansas, and Penn State. I would bet he stays at Mizzou. He's got a good-looking freshman quarterback to build around in Matt Zollers. Zollers is a 4-star recruit who actually turned down Georgia to go to Mizzou. On Saturday, playing against a top 10 team in Vanderbilt, he went 14-23 for 138 yards and a touchdown. Howard Richards observed it all in the booth.
Very quick, he's almost like a snapping motion. There's not a lot of wind up, if you will, which is what, delays the ball and really upsets the timing on routes.
So, do you think that they're going to become a better passing team moving forward?
Well, you hope so, because I think that's what he's known for. He's more of a drop-back passer, pocket passer that can actually run. He looks like he has pretty decent speed.
Chiefs hosting the Commanders on Monday Night Football, and Patrick Mahomes is starting to feel it. Here, the 2-yarder to Kareem Hunt, and the Chiefs led it 14-7 in the third quarter. He's the reason why I lost in fantasy football. Up in the box, Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes wondering when their husbands would connect on a touchdown, or a future husband. Here we go. Tell me if you've heard this before. Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Touchdown. Chiefs roll. They're back, baby. 28-7. Let's head to the St. Louis Chess Club for the Clutch Chess Champion Showdown. And you are looking at a man who's been #1 in the world since July of 2011. July of 2011, Magnus Carlsen. He's 34 years old from Norway. He will be our feature subject this Sunday on Sports Plus.
It certainly wasn't important to be the best at chess when I grew up. I think I wanted to be good at it, but I didn't really think about trying to be the best in the world. But once you kind of reached a certain level, that's the next thing you get to, and once you've gotten there, you want to stay there.
It's just one of those arguments like LeBron or Kobe or Michael. When you end up going, it's probably Michael, you're going to say, it's probably Magnus.
He's insane. He really
he was a chess champion so young if it was 2011.
Yeah, and at age 13, he played Garry Kasparov to a draw.
What?
It'd be like playing, if you were like a junior high and you play Michael Jordan one-on-one, we tied.
We tied.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any
crazy.
sense.
Yeah.
A Christmas tree caravan crawling across the continent, where you can see the tree that's heading to the capital. Well, Halloween is just days away, but some are prepping for the most wonderful time of the year a little early. The U.S. Capitol Christmas tree just started its journey to Washington, D.C. It's the first ever tree from Nevada's Humboldt-Toyabay National Forest. The tree, named Silver Bell, is getting gussied up for parades, festivals, and community gatherings across the country before settling down at the White House West Lawn. And it's making a pit stop in St. Louis. You can check out the U.S. Capitol Christmas tree for yourself at Union Station on Wednesday, November 12th. And Scott has a final check of this wet forecast.
Yes, it's not going to be overly wet tomorrow morning, probably just clouds early out the door. But tomorrow afternoon, we start to see the showers increase. Steadier rain tomorrow night and into Wednesday morning. Your Wednesday morning commute's going to be sloppy, but it's looking pretty good for the trick-or-treaters on Friday.
And there you have it, 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5+. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 5 a.m. Have a great night. Stay safe.